Hello everyone, welcome back to APTI360. In this video, I'm going to teach you the concept called compound interest. As many students used to feel that solving compound interest questions will be difficult because of complex calculations. But what actually special in this video is, here in this video, I'm going to teach you the questions on compound interest without using formulas. As many students used to feel that like the formulas will be more difficult and substituting the values will get the more values which is in powers. So they used to feel that the concept of compound interest as well as solving compound interest problems will be a bit difficult when compared to other topics. Okay, but here I'm going to teach you the concept as well as solving compound interest questions without using any formulas, just by understanding about what exactly compound interest is. Okay, before going to solve, let me teach you what exactly the concept of compound interest and what are the terms which is involved in the compound interest concept. Okay, before that, I have already covered concept of simple interest as well as we have solved a good questions on simple interest. Okay, if you have not watched previous videos, please go through that videos and then it will be easy for you to understand about compound interest topic. Okay, let me teach you the terminology what exactly mean by compound interest. Okay, if you observe simple interest concept, okay, I will just explain with small example. Let us take, I have borrowed 1,000 rupees from my friend. Okay, I have borrowed 1,000 rupees from my friend, and I said that like I will return back after 2 years. Okay, I will return back after 2 years. Now with the rate of interest 10%. Now what happened is, now after 2 years means let us consider after 1 year. Okay, after 1 year, what happened? Now the rate of interest is 10%, right? Now the rate of interest is 10%. Now what is 10% of 1,000? Now first year interest will be 100 rupees. Am I correct? First year interest will be 100 rupees. Now what happened is, now amount is 1,000 rupees. Actually, what is this 1,000 is nothing but principal amount. Now what happened in the second year? Okay, what happened in the second year is, again in the second year, okay, interest will be calculated 10% of 1,000. Again, what is 10% of 1,000? 10% of 1,000 is again 100 rupees. Okay, now if you observe, what will be the interest earned in the first year? 100 rupees. And interest earned in the second year? 100 rupees. Now total interest I will get after 2 years is 200 rupees. This is what simple interest concept. Okay, we have already discussed. Okay, it's better like if I will show with the comparison of what is simple interest and compound interest. Now what is this 200 rupees? 200 rupees is simple interest, if you observe. Now what actually the different from simple interest is, now when we consider the same example, if I will take 1,000 rupees, if I will take 1,000 rupees, now I have taken it for 2 years with same rate of interest 10%. Okay, observe, first example is on simple interest, second example is on compound interest. Okay, here I'm not going to teach you any questions as well, like I'm just telling you the concept. Okay, what is meant by compound interest? Now 1,000 rupees, now the same number of years as well as same rate of interest. In the first year, what happened? First year, 10% of 1,000. What is 10% of 1,000? 100 rupees. Now in the first year, what is the interest earned? In the compound interest is same. Okay, 100 rupees. Now in the second year, what happened? Now can I take in the second year, okay, 10% of 1,000? No, this is wrong. Okay, we have to take the previous principal as well as we need to add the interest earned in the first year. Okay, if you observe, first year simple interest and compound interest is same. Okay, always do remember, for the first year simple interest and compound interest is same, but when it compared to the second year it will differ. Okay, how it will differ is, in the simple interest, how many years that they will give, either 2 years or 5 years or 10 years, interest will be calculated only on the principal amount. Okay, if they will give 10 years or 100 years, in the simple interest will be calculated on principal amount. Now in compound interest, only first year, okay, if you observe first year, interest will be calculated on principal amount. Now what happened in the second year is, principal amount plus previous year interest. What is previous year interest? 100 rupees. Now what second year will calculate is, now 1,000 plus 100, 1,100. Now second year interest is based on the principal amount of 1100, not 1000 rupees. Okay, so now what is 10% of 1100? 10% of 1100 is 110. Am I correct? Now 10% of 1100 is 110. Now total interest earned. What is first year interest? 100 rupees. Now second year interest is 110 rupees. So total interest earned here is 210 rupees in compound interest. And I hope you all are clear. Only thing you need to understand, simple interest can be earned every year on principal amount. Now compound interest will be earned on principal amount for the first year, and in the second year and third year and so on. That depends on principal amount plus previous year interest. Okay, principal amount plus previous year interest. So this is the only difference between simple interest and compound interest. Now if you observe the values, okay, for simple interest, interest is 200. Compound interest, interest is 210 rupees. Now how much it will differ? Just slightly greater than simple interest, correct? Compound interest value is slightly greater than simple interest. Now what I'm trying to say is, in compound interest problems, sometimes you may feel difficult to solve even by applying formula or applying different approaches. Now I suggest this is one of the method. Okay, this is one of the method I'm trying to teach you. Okay, there are different ways and different approaches that I'm going to cover in this video. Okay, but what is the first approach is, if you feel any way to solve difficult on compound interest problems, okay, forget about compound interest and check with simple interest only. Okay, check with simple interest. Whatever the value you will get, compound interest will be slightly greater than simple interest. At least by this smart approach you can eliminate some options. Okay, if you observe wherever it is, okay, and it should be like options will be given. If you have options, I mean different options or having different differences, okay, so that you can apply this approach and you can get it answer in a easiest way. Because simple interest, calculating simple interest is a little easiest than compound interest. Okay, so here 200 and 210 difference is very small. If you feel that it is difficult to calculate, check with the options. If all options are given very nearest value, at the time this trick will not work. Okay, if the value, suppose if the answer is 210, okay, now if the first option will be like 210, second option is 310, fourth option is 350, okay, next option will be 3 something 270, like that. If they will give, okay, that will be like, it can be easy for us to understand which option will be correct even without solving it by compound interest. Okay, this is one of the approach, but this approach can't use for all the times. Okay, so I will just tell you by using formula method, and also without using formula I will teach you the concept. Now I'm just taking the same example. Okay, I have borrowed 1000 rupees from the friend, okay, with rate of interest at 10% and number of years, 2 years. Let's consider 2 years. Okay, now in simple interest, you all know that. Okay, I have teach you one simple trick without using formula. Simple interest is nothing but n into r, correct? Simple interest is nothing but n into r. Okay, this trick will be applicable for all the questions on simple interest. If you have not watched, please go through that video, and that will be the super fast trick where you can solve within less than a minute. Okay, so here also we need to apply the same. Here in simple interest means we need to multiply n into r, n into r. In compound interest also we need to multiply n into r only, but only one extra step will add. Okay, that I will teach you. First I will tell you the formula for calculating compound interest. Okay, here this is the principal amount and rate of interest and number of years, and total amount in compound interest will be calculated by using formula. Amount is equals to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. Okay, this is a formula to calculate total amount in compound interest. Okay, total amount generated in compound interest. And I hope you all know this. P is nothing but principal amount, R means rate of interest, and n is nothing but number of years. Okay, now we'll try to substitute the values and try to calculate. What is principal amount? 1000 rupees into 1 plus 10 by 100 whole power. How many years? 2 years. Now 1000 into 1 plus, here 0 0 will get cancelled. Here 1 by 10. So 1 by 10 means here I can write it as directly 11 by 10 whole square, correct? So what is 11 by 10 whole square? Here 1000 into 11 square is 121 and 10 square is 100, correct? Two zeros will get cancelled. What's the final answer? 121 into 10. So 1210. What is this 1210? You need to be very careful. Don't consider it as compound interest. This is total amount received in compound interest, 1210 rupees. Now if you want to find, okay, only compound interest alone, what you need to do? Total amount minus principal amount, that will gives you only compound interest. Am I correct? So 1210 minus principal amount is 1000 rupees, which is equals to how much? 210 rupees. So this is what only compound interest. And now without using this formula, and I hope you all are clear with this, and many students used to follow this approach, like they will take the formula and they will try to substitute the values. Okay, but what I will try to teach you is without using this formula, how we can tackle it in easiest way. Okay, now if you observe, okay, we all know that amount in the sense everywhere, either it may be simple interest problems or compound interest problems, total amount is nothing but principal amount plus interest, correct? Total amount is nothing but principal amount plus interest. Okay, this interest is depend on the question, either it may be simple interest or compound interest, but you have to remember this is interest. Now principal amount will be considered as 100%. Always do remember, principal amount means total amount. Total amount is nothing but 100%. Now interest is based on number of years and rate of interest. We have already discussed in simple interest concept. The same thing we are following, just only one extra step is required. Okay, now plus whatever it may be interest, how you will get interest depends on n into r. Okay, in simple interest, we directly multiplied n into r. But in compound interest, what we are going to do is we should not directly multiply n into r, because I will tell you the reason. If I will take the same question, principal is 1000 rupees, rate of interest is 10%, n is equals to 2 years. Now what if I will directly multiply here, it will become 20, correct? Now what is 20% of 1000? 20% of 1000 is 200, correct? Now here what is the compound interest? We got 210 rupees. We got 210 rupees. Now if you multiply n into r, it is just only 20%. 20% means 200, but we are going with wrong answer, right? That is applicable for simple interest. Now in compound interest, we need to get 210. Okay, now how we can get 210 means very simple. Now we need to get, if it is simple interest 20%, for sure we know that compound interest will be slightly greater than simple interest. If simple interest is n into r, 10 into 2, 20%, compound interest will be slightly greater than, but it should not be like more greater than 20. It is slightly greater than, either it may be 21 or either it may be maximum 22. Okay, it should not go beyond that. Okay, but if you want to get exact value, okay, we have one successive increments or successive decrements formula. Okay, this formula will be applicable for calculating any even in profit and loss also. Okay, for successive increments or successive decrements. Now why we are applying this formula is, here a is nothing but we need to substitute a in the a place. Okay, 10, a and b is nothing but 10. Why we have taken two variables means, for because it is 2 years, because it is 2 years. Even I will tell you if it is 3 years or 4 years, how we can calculate in the next videos. Okay, first you just remember, now a is nothing but 10 plus 10. What is 10 plus 10? 20, correct? Now what is 20 means? That is simple interest. Now compound interest means it is slightly greater than 20. Already we got to know that 10 plus 10 is 10, 20. Okay, compound interest is slightly greater than 20. So that will depends on AB by 100. What if A is equals to 10, B is equals to 10, A into B will be 100, right? So 100 divided by 100. Okay, always do remember, we need to take R value two times because it is 2 years. So 10 plus 10 is 20, 100 means 1. So answer is 21%. Now this is nothing but compound interest. Okay, now we'll follow the same approach. Now we already know that how we can calculate 100%. 100% means principal amount 1000 rupees. Okay, now what is 21%? Okay, if 100% is 1000, what is 1%? Two zeros will get cancelled. If 1% is 10 rupees, 21% is 210 rupees. That's it. This is what compound interest exactly we got even without using any formulas. But here only thing you need to understand is actually this will not be considered as formula. This is just an approach. Okay, here I have taken it as in the form of a and b. If you want, you can take x and y also, but you need to understand why it is ab by 100. This ab by 100 indicates how much more it is than simple interest. That's it. So we got 210 rupees. Okay, so by using this small approach, we are going to solve remaining questions on compound interest just without using any complex formulas or without using any complex calculations. And I hope you all are clear with this video. Thanks for watching this. Thank you, everyone.